Hey, beautiful souls. So I got a quick message here for you guys. So I realized that I had another dream the other night, but I couldn't hold on to that dream in order to write it down, meaning that once I woke up, I didn't even remember the dream. So I say all that to say Spirit brought it back to my attention like last night, right before I was about to go to bed. And I just remembered, and everything had just came clear to me of remembering, because I knew the other day when I gave you guys like those 7 messages or something like that. I knew that there was another one, but I couldn't quite remember it. Well, Spirit brought it to my attention. So I say all that to say I'm going to give you a quick little example what this dream is a representation of. So this morning when I came in from walking my dog, right, something just said open up the closet door and take my skates out. I was like, I haven't been on my skates in a minute, so just take them out, right? So I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna skate a little bit before I take and sit down and get some work done. So before I was gonna do that, I was gonna fix the kids some eggs and rice, right? So that was a dish that I kind of grew up on when I was younger or whatever. And I had some extra rice after I made some after I made dinner yesterday. So I had the extra rice in the refrigerator, and I said I was going to make the kids some eggs and rice. So anyway, so I went in the kitchen to make the eggs and rice for the kids. And now I'm coming back and I'm sitting down for a quick second. But Spirit was just, because I was like, why am I pulling out my skates? I was like, I know I got work I need to do. But anyway, so with all that being said, I realized that Spirit was bringing to my attention that not only did He bring the revelation of what dream I missed out on, that I was trying to hold on to it and remember and write it down, but I couldn't, but it came to me last night. So I say all that to say that these skates are a representation of some of you guys. Some of you guys are being asked to, or if it's not being done right now, you will be doing it soon. But some of you guys are being asked to get up and move. You're going to be asked to do something that you ain't never done before. And I told you guys that in another message or whatever. But with that being said, it's like Spirit is like revealing stuff. So the way this dream had came out was, I'm just going to give you a quick example of how Spirit had showed it to me a few nights ago and reminded me of it last night. So imagine when you go to a parent teachers conference, right? Let's just say that if you're married and you and your spouse go to, or even if you're not married, but if you're common law husband and wife or lifelong partner or whatever the case may be, whether you're not married, but just say you got kids together and you go to a parent teachers conference, right? And both of you are there. So it came in a form, that's how Spirit was showing it to me, so that way I understood what was taking place. So in the dream, it was as if myself and my spouse in the dream were going to a parent teachers conference. And well, it kind of felt more like not so much as a conference, or it could be like a conference or either like a back to school night situation. Like when you switch classes and you go to your child's each of the 7 classes that they may have. Let's just say if they're in middle school, so you go to all their classes to meet their teachers and so on and so on. So it came in a form as if we were doing that, right? And it was like I was there, my spouse was there in a dream, and then my child was there who was attending the school. So it's like we were switching classes, but I noticed the energy of my spouse, should I say, because in the dream it's like he was more talkative in the dream than I was. I was more kind of standing back and just an observer, and he was being more talkative and more, outgoing, outspoken, and so on and so on. So I say all that to say that these skates were just a representation of God was just having me to pull them out, because it's just an example of what God is about to do God is about to shift some of you guys forward. In other words, it's like whether it's to speak up and doing something that you never done before. So if you've been somebody who's been just kind of laid back and you just speak when you want to speak and you say what you want to say to who you want to say it to, meaning like, let's just say in the past, like you might have shared personal and private information with people who didn't necessarily have your best interests at heart. But then the people who really cared about you and the people who really were authentic and come from a place of unconditional love, it's almost like some people would mask and cloak their real feelings. In other words, they would share their feelings and thoughts with the wrong person, but the people who they really needed to share it with, they didn't share it with. In other words, it was almost like Spirit's just showing me like skeletons in a closet, in other words. So in other words, it's almost like the other person or the other people who really cared, they almost like they had to pull stuff out of you. They had to kind of guess how you were feeling, and it wasn't necessarily a person being completely open. Well, I say all that to say that God's about to move some of y'all forward and get you out of that stuck energy that some of y'all been in for a while. In other words, so if you were somebody who was just kind of sitting back before and wasn't really speaking up, some of you about to find yourself, I want to say diarrhea of the mouth, but in a good way. Because some people can have diarrhea of the mouth, but that could just be they're chatty Cathy and they speak too much, and sometimes they give out too much information when they shouldn't give out too much information. But this came in a form as if it was more so of a positive energy, in other words, because it was an upbeat, uplifting, and it was more so of doing something that this individual, or doing something that some of you guys have never done before. So in other words, you're speaking up. It's like you're being pushed to the forefront to speak up, speak your truth, and say what you feel, say how you feel, and say what's on your heart, your mind, and so on and so on. So anyway, so I hope that was helpful for you guys. But anyway, I'm gonna get a couple of rolls on before I take and get some work done. Yeah, because I know back during the summertime I was really trying to make it a point to skate a lot, or whatever the case may be, but I noticed I've kind of pushed that on the back burner a little bit. But anyway, but I wasn't for sure why I was pulling out these skates this morning, but I realized that Spirit was just trying to tell me that he's moving some people forward. So that was just letting me know it's like a symbolism of these skates rolling. So some of y'all about to find yourself rolling, rolling on the river. Anyway, I hope the information was helpful. So I hope you guys enjoy your Monday. I wish you all much love, much light, peace, and blessings. And I say, remember to always keep God first and foremost in your heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. So that way that you will have a solid and a firm foundation, and know that you are rooted, and you don't have to worry about being tossed back and forth like the waves when you're building it on your own, rather than allowing God to help you build something. All right. I wish you all much love, much light. And I say you enjoy the rest of your day. And I say peace and blessings. Bye.